Good morning, everybody. Doncaster show. So, I'm going to walk you around some of the competition quilts. I'm going to swizzle you around, says she. I'm sure I can. There we go. And we'll have a little walk. There we go. Fabulousness. This one's painted, silk painted, and then the most amazing amount of quiltings and things going on in the designs, and I love these little daisy things going on. So there we go. I believe that's Graham's, and his teapots with his tulip pink is lovely, lovely, lovely. This is literally just going to be a quick, the lights aren't all on so they don't look very good at the minute. So these two, it was very difficult judging between them because they're both gorgeous. I think the red got it because the colour showed better. I could be completely wrong on that, but there we are. I oversee judging. It doesn't necessarily mean to say I actually do the judging. I get called in when there's issues and I have to sort it out and stop any fighting. That's a lovely one. What did they get? They got intermediate. Lovely. It's very nice, very nice. This will be up, this live, it'll stay up on my Facebook, so you can go back and have another little look at these if you want to look closer. Obviously this one's been inspired by Jenny Raymond. With all the twiddlings and tucks and everything going on there. Very lovely. I'll also put this video when it's done over onto, oh, it's not getting everybody's way, onto YouTube for everybody. There we go. A lot of these ones are now recycled and repurposed, which I believe was the theme. I quite like these ones. People have reinvented stuff. There's lots of lovely embroideries and things going on this one that have obviously been cross stitches and all sorts that have been reused. Shirt quilt, very nice. All pre-used fabrics there, very lovely. This one's got corduroy in. I quite like this. Look, you've got corduroys and stuff which are making it puff out, and then denim. Different styles of stitching have given it different depths. There's a little frog in there. I don't know if you can see the little frog. That's quite cute. I like that one. What's that called? Oh, leapfrog. Oh, I like it. Yeah, leapfrog. I see it now. This one I love. Old baby clothes been redid. How lovely is that? And they've actually been redid very nicely. They're not baggy or anything. They look very well placed and done. Woolens. All sorts of woolens going on there. This one, a little girly quilt. Just look at this frill. Don't mess with my tutu comes to mind. I think it's brilliant. It's called The Quilt Beneath the Waves. These are all rust dyed. Good morning, sir. How you doing? We've got Andy, the other amigo, just down there doing the same thing as I'm doing. There we are, all sorts of lovely bits all popped in there, all odds and sods. I do love an odds and sods. Recycle or upcycle. There we go. Yeah, I do apologise for the lighting. At the minute it's not very good. Got 3 of you on there. Good morning, whoever's there. We've got, is that Bev and Judy and Rose? Hello, folks. This one, who got the, what did they get? Scene quilt and Judge's Merit, which is cool. This is all like lacy stuff. Very nice. Like it a lot. Doobie doobie doo. We're going to cross over again in a minute. There we are. That's lots of lovely colour. I think this one is lovely. Fabric Shop. Got a judge's choice and it got the Sue Belton Memorial Award. Love it. There's all sorts of lovely stuff going on there. And there he is, doing his bit. And amigos, good morning. We're both doing the same thing, showing as much as we can before everybody else arrives. go. Morning, Bev. Bev's there watching. I like this one as well because I like a witchy thing. Look, I think that's lovely. I really love that one. Haunted Hill. Lots of deep cuts and things going on there. So it's a bit of a chenille work or reverse applique or whatever you want to call it. Quite good. Colours on this are really quite intense, I would call it, with all the quilting. Very nice. There we are. Nice little balloons. I think that got small wall hanging. Right, let's carry on down here. Sorry about that, they're cleaning in the background, all ready for. Look at the centre of this one. Centre's lovely and that all stands proud, it's gorgeous. Vegetables. Lots of vegetables. Very nice use of fabric in that window on. It's a shame some of them have their travel lines in them where they've been folded, but it can't always be helped, and you can't always roll your quilt to get it delivered, can you? Pretty. Nice use of panel there. There's a lot of quilts here. It has to be said, there's a lot of quilts here. I'm whizzing this because tomorrow morning, being Sunday, Andy and I are going to do a live together for our Three Amigos thing. So we're not going to get time to show you all the quilts, or at least I don't think we will. Look, there's a bar. We're in a race course, by the way, so hence the bar and everything going on. I'm going to whiz you down this side because at the end I know we've got the overall winner. This venue, we're at Doncaster, which used to be over at Harrogate. We used to have them at Harrogate. This is a good one. If you have a little look at this, this is all ginger people going on. I'll just whiz it over slowly while I'm talking to you. They've got quite a few nice categories. If you don't like doing big stuff, they have miniatures. They have small wall hangings and cushions. And we all love a cushion. So I'm just like, over there, look. I don't know if you can see this here. So we've got cushions and stuff going on. So if you fancy sort of entering something, but you don't want to go overboard with a quilt, cushions. Now, I particularly love this one. Look at the quilting. It so suits the patchwork. Could have done a bit more in the middle, I feel, but that's a personal thought. But the actual, I think that's lovely. I really like that one. Country Diary, that's called. Nice one there. Unfortunately, it's a bit curly at the bottom because there's a lot of heavy quilting on there. Morning, girls. There's ladies shouting at me. I'll shout back at them, I don't mind. That's lovely. I love a daisy, though. Look at that, all that daisy on all that stitching. Fabulous. This one I particularly liked. Very good. I've seen it before, I'm sure. Lots and lots and lots of different sorts of quilting. But the applique and the edging is superb. We like it a lot. Nice little kiddie one there. That's pretty. That's pretty. Morning, Da. There we go. Look. The little piggy's in the middle is cute. He's a good look. Julia, if you're watching, there's a cockerel just for you, darling. That's nice. That's lots of work there. It's been appliqued. So it's not pieced in thousands of pieces, it's appliqued thousands of pieces. So what have we got here? Oh yeah, dragonfly. That's cool. That's fishes everywhere. I'm in fish mode, as most of you know. Always love a dragonfly. That's rather good. Oh, Tom's singing to you all, which is good. Nice sampler there, a little bit different for layout. Perfect is boring, beauty is irregular. Well, we know I'm always irregular, so I can't argue with that statement, can I? That's nice lime again. Use of a lime background. There's a Nancy. Good morning, Nancy. And here we have the overall. So that's the overall winner. Let me just... Can I do that? No, I can't. I'm just trying to make it close. Oh, there we go. I can. Get you closer to see all of that there quilting. Every stitch is just superb. So that took overall. And then this nice little miniature took second, which, again, how lovely. When you're doing miniatures, whatever the design is, it has to be able to be repeated at full bed size to get a true miniature. So there's a distinct difference between small quilts and proper miniatures, which is quite often misunderstood. So if you've put something and you think, oh God, that's lovely, and it's miniature on the rest of it, and it's not actually done as well as you might think, it could be that it falls foul, that whatever technique you've done might not actually go up to bed size. This one's lovely as well. It's a shame, it could have done with being hung on something darker, but all of the backgrounds here are light, because you sort of lose your outside edge on this one. Long arming sort of stuff going on there, very nice. There we go. I think that's another one of Graham's, lovely. You get to know people's styles and the fact that he loves Tula. There we are, there's the hairs, these are rather nice. They're all gorgeous. I would like to say every single one here. There is not a duffer amongst them. They're fabulous. These ones are group quilts, and there'll be individual sections that then get hung together. Pretty little elephants. Nice panel there. There really is something for everybody. I'll stand here for a little second because these ones are always good. Quilters quarters. So you've got your whatever. So note to self, chaos is fun. Death by deadline. I understand that one. Alexa, I said switch on sewing machine. And she's got a witch on top of the sewing machine just down here, which is quite cool. Should have had that pat test. If anyone needs it locally, Paul does pat testing. Stilettos and foot pedals, don't work. Where did I put that? And like me, in amongst and can't find anything. Right, more group quilts where they've done panels each and then put them together. Lovely, lovely, lovely. This was group quilt. I believe everybody's done a little area there and put it together. I'm teaching stitch and flip today, so not something dissimilar to that. This got my judge's choice, this particular one here with the bee. I think it's just a lovely, lovely design. The colours are striking and it's fabulously executed. So yeah, that got my judge's choice, like that. Right, over the other side quick. So we're going up and down here, and this is the rest of the competition entries. So this is going to be the bed quilt, so the big stuff. There we go. Just out of interest for those that maybe don't know, when you're judging, you're sort of looking at is it a original design? Is it somebody else's, which is fine. You need to declare that it is. That's not a problem. The colour and the layout of the colour. What techniques have been used? This is lovely, but it's sadly lacking in quilting, I feel. It's very baggy, but the overall is a lovely idea. I like it. The one that lets majority of people down, I have to say, is finishing. So with finishing, we're talking, does it hang flat? Have you put your hanging sleeve on, that it's going to hang nicely at the top. So look, that's all got curly over. Probably could have done with a deeper hanging sleeve. What are your edges like? Are your edges wibbly? Are they straight? Are they not? Does it hang flat? It's huge. That hangs flat nicely, see? Wibbly down this corner. This one, wibbly along here. Several things can sort of contribute to that. See, that one's pretty well flat. If it's a piece quilt, it might be that your piecing's very slightly out, and so it allows it, when it's quilted, to weave. Yeah, like that one. Which for at home and normal is lovely. But, you know, if you're going to be entering seriously, we need to pay a bit more attention to it. Bindings are huge. Corners. If you're going to do a machined on binding, your corners still need to be square. They do not need to be flat and pulled in at the edges, rounded. They should be nicely pointed. There's a lot of work in that one. Look at all of these. Lots going on in that one. And look at the hand quilting in this. The hand quilting on this one is just superb. So many lovely quilts. There we go. Can you see how flat that is? The corners are nicely square. Does make a difference how it hangs. If you're transporting your quilt, sometimes it's good to find something and roll them on, and then you don't get any crease lines in them when they're hung. Oh, I like this. I can't remember seeing this one. That's a nice dark one. Very good use of colour and fabric there, bringing the light out in the centre there. Very lovely. I'm going to take you closer on this one because you can't really see at a distance. There is so much hand quilting going on there. Look at that. Each panel and then put together. That's lovely. For my hillside home, that's called Ruth Richardson. Very lovely. She got the prize for hand quilting, which is no surprise really there. That's lovely. That's gorgeous. I enjoyed your stitch and flip class. Oh, bless, Chris. Thank you. Yes. Yes, we like stitch and flip. Good use of fabrics. Use up all your odds. I love the daisy in this one, but then it looks like any... You know what I'm like. I love a daisy. Put a daisy on it and you'll win from me. That's not true. I'll have to say that quickly. Not true. That's nice. But can you see how these ones... They have real good corners, mitered corners. I have to say the majority are really square. There's no machined on that have turned the corner and made it squidgy. Can you tell that's one of the things that I love to look at, is square corners. That's nice, isn't it? Look at that. Very lovely. Right, so we're just about at the end of the competition quilts. I've probably bored you stiff now. Thank you very much for listening, coming around with me. This will be, as I say, this will be available to view. It will stay on my Facebook page. I think it's 30 days. But I'll download it and put it onto my YouTube channel. So if you want to go back and look at any of these in detail, you can do. You can stop it as you go and have a good look around it. I'm coming back over here because I just love this one. I think the colours, the use of colour is just gorgeous. Gorgeous. And the techniques, you've got hexagons, you've got triangles going on, you've got all sorts going on in that. I do love it. And the bee is just so cute. So a lot of that area there, you might not be able to see the joins, but that I would say has been stitch and flipped, which is lovely. Foundation piecing to those these days. When I learned it was called stitch and flip. What does it say? It's called Blue Moon. As ever, we enjoy the juxtaposition of an accurate and precise against the artistic and free-flowing. Join the fun in our monthly newsletter. So this comes from the Modern Art Quilters. Been sponsored by Genome, and as it says, my choice. What did I put? Love the design and use of colour. Would be very happy to have this in my home, and I would. I think it's fab. Right, okay folks, I'm going to leave you to it. Have a fabulous day, whatever you're doing. If you're quilting, enjoy it. And one thing left to say is just be lovely. See you.